All my friends have dreads. 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 All my friends have dreads.
The following production has been brought to you by the Hippie Broadcasting Network, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records. Now here's our hosts, Regular B and Rebel Rich.
Why am I always muted when the show starts? I do it to
All right.
myself. I really do. Nah,
Yeah.
I was doing the all my friends have dreads. All my friends.
The Donald? What are you doing, the Donald?
Anyway, welcome to this week's show, this week's episode of All My Friends Have Dreads. I am your host, Brandon Kish. I am not a dreadhead, but I do play one on the radio. This is my co-host, the rebellious one, Rich Wilson.
Yeah, I don't like authority.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Ooh, fuck them guys.
What up, Jen? Good to see you.
Hi, babes.
Good to
The
see you.
wife.
Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. We do have an amazing show. The phenomenal Jacinth Headlam is here. I have a whole list of accomplishments we're going to go over that she's done. We're going to give her a lot of credit. We're really focused on female empowerment this week. She is our first female guest, and we're super excited. Before we do that, I would like to pass it off to you, Rich, for a recap of last week's magic.
Last week we had the homie Delroy Gray, OG Rebel fam and brother, owner of Wagwan Entertainment and his new project LAM, and we talked about him coming from Jamaica as a kid and the way the culture has influenced him and how he brought the culture here to the United States and how he used that to build his promotion and media and management companies. And it was pretty good show we had. It's always a good show when we have the homie on.
Obviously, shout out to Wagwan, shout out to and his new venture is called Lion Amongst Men Media. That was awesome. And yeah, we're talking about Lionheart coming up next year. Lionheart is going to be amazing next year. We're collaborating with him on that and working on a spring festival as well somewhere in the city. In the meantime, we are working on hurricane relief efforts. Where do we stand on that, Rich? Do you know? Can you give
I have a roster of bands that's ready to play. Just working on venues right now. I'm actually waiting for Delroy to hit me back and let me know about availabilities down in Philly. So Delroy, hit a homie back, bro. We need to know. we got hungry people. We got hungry people, and we got people that need shelters, and we got to get this moving. So, but we do have an interest up in Wilkes-Barre with River Street Jazz Cafe. I'm waiting on them to get back to me on dates, and they're interested in helping out as well. And I got some homies in mind that I'm going to call and talk to about it that may want to help. But we have plenty of bands ready to play. But the good thing is, man, they're not. We want to be quick, but we also this is going to be a long-term thing that, you know what I mean? So even if we get things going in January, February, you know what I mean? It's still going to be needed then.
And I know Delroy's talking about boots on the ground as well. I know Mystic actually has boots on the ground right now.
Yeah, I seen videos. I seen videos today, or the last couple of days that they've been posting. Man, it's a shame. You see Goshen, man.
Oh man, St. Elizabeth got trashed. It really did.
It was bad.
Speaking of Jamaica, our guest was born in Jamaica, and I want to touch on this list of accomplishments real quick. So Jacinth Headlam has starred in 7 feature films, written 2 books. She founded Innastar. She is a speaker and an advocate for mental health, domestic violence survivors, and youth empowerment. and has now added producer to her long list of accolades. We first met her at One Earth Reggae Fest. We did the Williamsburg stage, and she came over and we did an interview. Amazing interview, awesome human being. But yeah, that's how we first met her. So
we were introduced from a colleague and good friend of ours, Mike Frassetto from Movement Moves Media. So shout out for making that connection. And it just it's an honor to have somebody like this on our show. First of all, it's our first female guest, so let's give it up for being our first female guest. And she's such a prominent guest. You know, as you said, she starred in seven feature films. She's also, I believe, a producer, an artist. As you said, Innastar. Like this is about, you know, female empowerment. And I know what female empowerment means to me. Like, I grew up, you know, I was raised by my mother, and, you know, we've gone through a lot together, and, you know what I mean? I've seen the abuse my mother has taken at the hands of men, and how strong of a woman she is, and how she pulled herself out of that and never let that define who she was. And I believe our guest is the embodiment of that person, not talking about, you know, physical, but she stars in roles that does point that out. But she's a person, she's a Jamaican immigrant, and she pulled herself up, and she, you know, and became all that she could be. I guess, as corny as that sounds, you know, Merca. No, I don't want to do that.
No, but I mean, no, that's true though. I mean, the empowerment part, and obviously I relate to being raised by my mother. I never met my father. So
right. Same, exactly. I've never met my father. I was raised by my mother.
We were brought up, we respect women, we protect women, we care about women, but also at the same time we support and support them in whatever they want to do. It's because we truly view everyone as equal, whether it's man, woman, white, black, green, purple. It doesn't really matter.
Well, you know, despite popular opinion and what a lot of people want to think, if you go back in history, even back to the Egyptian times, females hold prominent roles in government. Some were even considered Cleopatra, not a pharaoh, but, you know, throughout history, females have played a prominent role, and it has always pulled the strings behind the scenes. And if honestly, we all know, if it wasn't for a female, we wouldn't be sitting here. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Shout out, Mom.
Shout out to moms. Actually, my mother-in-law, I believe, is watching. I seen her in the chat. So awesome. Hi, Mill. But yeah, anyways, there she is. So yeah, it's gonna be a great episode, and we have a very an amazing guest that's got a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight, and it's gonna be a very good conversation.
So now, in keeping with that tying to, this is a very ambitious guest. So we want to talk about ambition. We want to talk about the fear and overcoming the fear. So I wanted to just touch on fear a little bit and say fear is the echo of ambition. It shows up standing at the edge. When you're standing at the edge of your own greatness, it whispers doubts. Fear plays reruns of past failures. It tries to convince you that comfort is safer than courage. But fear isn't the enemy. It's the invitation. Fear is the sign that you're about to grow. I've learned that fear doesn't disappear. It transforms. And when you move through the fear, it becomes fuel. It sharpens your focus, deepens your empathy, and reminds you that you're alive. Today's guest knows this intimately. Jacinth Headlam didn't just overcome fear, but she built a platform to help others do the same, especially for women who've been told to dim their light. Around here, we say shine anyway. I've been controlled by fear for a long time, man. I have. Even to this day, I wake up in the morning and some of my decisions are guided more by fear than by courage. It's a tough balance thing. You don't want to be stupid either.
Right. Well, that fear can also be the cause of our procrastination and our failure to even execute the plans we have inside of our head. So, you know, it's fear's a powerful thing, man. It really is. Even if it's a small fear.
Absolutely. So touching on that now, I want to transition that into our gratitude for the week. I want to say, first of all, I'm grateful to my mother for birth, for life. I'm grateful to her for all the support that I've gotten throughout the years. And I'm grateful for this show. I'm grateful for the network of people that we have and the opportunity to do this every week. And through this, I'm able to conquer a lot of my fears. I get, like, you see it, we're more comfortable every week than we were the week before
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's grow through struggle, grow through pain, but we
Right.
overcome the fears and we embrace them.
You know, but for some reason, that's always been the way we have operated. We've growth through fear, and like for some reason, we've never been a person to like. I guess we've never been a person. We're procrastinators too, but I want to defend that and say that we feel that we work best under pressure, man. Like that is just how our whole lives were. We've always had to make instant decisions on life changing decisions. You know what I mean? So sometimes we feel that we work better under that pressure, and that could be a reason why I procrastinate, by the way. But and touching on the gratitude, like I believe you, I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, I'm grateful for my mother, keeping on the guidelines to this show. My mother we've gone through a lot together. We've taken the abuse together. My mother and I grew up together, and she taught me the strength that I had to be able to get through the hardest parts of my life. And I'm so grateful for that. You know what I mean? And she taught me respect, not just women, but respect my elders, and show respect. You have to show respect to get respect. But at the same time, my mother also taught me that if somebody steps out of line, you got to do your thing. So shout out to mom.
What did the 4 fingers say to the face? All right, I guess we should get moving here.
Yeah, so we got some videos to play. We're gonna give you a little introduction to Jacinth Headlam, and then we're gonna go into our ad to pay some bills. So Brandon, if you're ready to do this, let's run these videos.
Yeah, and then we'll be back with Jacinth Headlam.
Yes, sir.
Sound hippie.
We have no sound.
Every fucking week it's the same.
Sorry about the technical difficulties here.
And
he's in fashion and beauty. Beyond television, she is the founder of Innastar Inc., a nonprofit empowering creatives through workshops, mentorship, and the Trailblazer Awards, which celebrate artistic achievements. As CEO of Jacinth Media Productions, she excels as an author's coach, film producer, and host, earning accolades for her storytelling and creative leadership. Jacinth also produced and hosted the Love After podcast, exploring relationships and community topics with authenticity. A visionary leader, she continues to inspire and uplift others through her multifaceted contributions to the arts and media.
we're going to roll another video here.
Jacinth Headlam.
Welcome to the Innastar Trailblazer Awards!
Welcome to the Innastar Trailblazer Awards!
Are you ready?
I am a force to be reckoned with. You do not know who you messing with. Coming for God on my foot on the gas.
Innastar Trailblazer Visual Artist Award goes to
The Best Filmmaker Trailblazer Award of the Year goes to...
Ooh, that's my kind of audience.
I would like to take this time to recognize and thank Innastar for this amazing award.
Thank you so much.
I'm standing in front of greatness. So many talented people.
I want to thank everybody for supporting me, and I want to thank all the other nominees that's in the category.
And to all the creatives in the room, I just want to encourage you all. This path is not easy.
If I can do it, you can do it.
You can dream big, dream bold, dream endless.
As always, just stay blessed, guys.
Now we're gonna go into a video of Jacinth's acting excerpts from a number of different films that she's been in.
He was about 5'10". He showed up at my door unannounced. It was hard to breathe.
Come on, Richard. Come on, please, please. What's the problem today, Karen? There's no problem. Can I get ready for work? I'm running late. Is that okay?
Sure, Karen. No problem.
When do y'all come back?
I believe once a month. You guys gonna be okay till then?
We'll manage.
You don't get the picture. There's no room to calm down. And you better not try to send me to another agency so the same thing can happen again. What do I do now? What am I supposed to do?
I'm meeting up with someone. So
spend some time with your old Uncle Ned. I'll drive you.
That's okay.
Boy, fine. Kick him to the curb, girl.
That's why I love you.
Love you too, damn.
You have taste, man.
Well, I think we deserve the finer things in life, you know.
I don't even know if I order. Jeez, I'm peas. I can't even understand nothing on this menu.
Nobody worry yourself. I ordered something nice.
You always surprise me. I never knew you was like this. I'm impressed.
And then we should have a word from our sponsor.
Yes. We are.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
Yeah.
Oklahoma dispensaries. Thank you, Oklahoma dispensaries. For
And hash RX.
I've heard very good things about the product. I really have. If I ever get to Oklahoma, I am there 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Jacinth Headlam ready to come on.
Yeah, we saw some excerpts she did in several movies. I actually watched. I rewatched Diary of a Badman today.
Did you?
Yeah, I really did.
How was it?
And it's funny too because the one spot he's like Wagwan, and the dude's like, "What did you say?" He's like Wagwan. He's like, "I love the way you Jamaicans talk." Pretty funny. But we were talking about that with Delroy last week. The Wagwan thing.
Right.
Hippie is she here? Yeah.
Yeah, here she comes. Hello, hello, hello.
There we go.
Oh, hello.
Hi,
How are
Jacinth.
you?
It's great to see you again.
Thank you for having
Great to see you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time we saw you was the Cultural Fest. I do have a quick question though. So the show's called "All My Friends Have Dreads." Have you ever had dreads?
Faux dreads, faux locks.
Okay.
Yes, I have faux locks. That was actually one of my favorite hairstyle, and I'm thinking about locking my hair once I hit my 40s.
Awesome.
I think because
That's what
of
I
the business
did.
that I'm in, is like I like the versatility, but I know once I lock my hair, that's it, and it's kind of hard to wear locks and a wig, even though I've seen it done, but it looked like it's gonna be a lot of work. But yeah, I definitely want locks for sure.
I waited till my 40s to do mine. 45.
Yeah.
That was
guys
my
only
plan,
like 20
but-
years. Let's go. I'll take your compliments.
That was my plan, but I wasn't left with enough to pull it off. So
It's okay. The right loctician will hook you up.
Right.
You don't even worry about that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great to see you. I guess, Rich, you want to start asking some questions here? We'll get right into it.
So as we mentioned, we met at One Earth Reggae Fest. We had the honor of bringing you up on the Williamsburg stage that we had sponsored, and we were facilitating. And our Mike Frassetto from Movement Moves Media had introduced you. And
Shout out to Mike.
Yes, shout out to Mike Frassetto, the
Yes.
homie. So as you know, Rebel Sounds Rising, our company, we're very big involved in the reggae culture and the reggae community, and as we see the hurricane that just hit, the island was very bad. So how do you see art and reggae culture playing a role in the relief and rebuilding the communities in Jamaica?
That's a good one. For me, just seeing all of our reggae and dancehall artists coming together, politicians, public figures, celebrities, everyone just coming together for one cause is beautiful. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that I had to be because of this traumatic experience. Hurricane Melissa, how dare she? But my family was also affected as well. But even us sending down borrows, they're held up in customs, and it's a whole mess.
Right.
But we're doing the best we can to get everything going. But just seeing everyone coming together, even Jamaican celebrities that no longer live on the island, all
Right.
flying down, sending stuff down, donating. Everyone is just so hands-on. Shout out to Spice, and even Shaggy, Sean Paul, Vibe
Mighty
Cartel,
Mystic.
Mighty Mystic.
Mighty Mystic.
Just seeing everyone come together, to because they're, even one of my friend, I was talking to one of my close friend, who is a reporter, and for the Gleaners, and she was just like, I had to take some mental health days off because just seeing dead bodies on the floor being uncovered, I'm like, even people died not by the flood, but because their medication was washed away. There's no pharmacy. There's no, so it's like people are that relying on those medication passing away because they have no access to their medication. So this
Wow.
is it's just really a really bad natural disaster, and it's crazy because I feel like the island is somewhat unrecognizable. You know, and there's a lot of stuff that I was even supposed to do in Jamaica next year that I have to now kind of put on the back burner for 2027, hopefully maybe 2028. So
Right.
so yeah, you know, it hits me hard. I'm still kind of struggling with it because my family's still affected. You know, no electricity, no phone service. You know,
Right.
trees fell down all over my yard. So you know, it's crazy.
Is everyone okay though?
You know, everyone is alive, thank God. So I don't have that story. Thank goodness we're not planning a
Right.
funeral. But you know, it's just you don't have electricity. How do you keep your food from going bad?
Yeah.
It's just a lot, you know. No, how do you communicate with loved ones? I think we have one cousin that goes into town, get charged, then bring us back the news that everybody's okay. Yeah, so
Right.
yeah.
I mean, where we as you mentioned, you know, artists pulling together and everybody just, you know, being there to back everybody up. And, you know, Jamaicans are resilient people, and, you know, and it's amazing to see the support that's coming from the whole reggae community. Like we have friends that are down there, you know, Mighty Mystic and his guys are down there, and that's
Yeah.
Andrew Holness's brother. So
Yeah.
we're working with him and other people to put together some Jamaican relief benefits up here
Oh,
in
nice.
Pennsylvania. So we'll keep you posted on that.
No,
You know
let
what
me
I mean?
know because I would like to work with you guys as
Yep.
well. I know that I
Absolutely,
have a
absolutely.
couple others I'm working with. Yeah.
So you're an artist, you're a storyteller, you know, and you using story. Do you see storytelling as a form of relief work, helping people process the trauma and find hope? You know, because this is, you know, this could be a time when, you know, people have lost everything, and you know, it's so hard to even see the positivity in the light at the end of the tunnel, rather.
Absolutely. That's actually one of my I stand on that. You know, I believe in pushing the power of storytelling as an artist, as a filmmaker, as you know, as a book writer. Our story heals as artists. Our art is bigger than us. You know, our art is to heal. It's how we say it's how we get messaging across. You know,
Right.
so for me, whenever I do a film, it's all about the message. What is the end goal? What is the call to action for this film? You know,
Right.
so what is the message that I'm trying to get across? So yeah, as artists, I definitely I know for me, I use my platform and my ability of storytelling to be able to get, you know, to be able to evoke healing and restoration and empowerment through the arts. You know, that when you look at my film or you listen to my music, which is coming out, and when you read my book or any one of my authors' book, you're going to walk away wanting to change with a mindset shift, with a, you know, you're not going to put down that book or walk away from that movie saying, man, I didn't gain anything from that. So as artists, that's our number one you
Right.
know, call to action.
So we mentioned the resilience of, you know, the people on the island. What's you a story you've witnessed that still fuels your mission?
So what was that?
So what is sorry, I stuttered over my words. So what's an example of the resilience that you've witnessed that still fuels your mission today?
Resilience that I've witnessed that still fuel my resilience that I've witnessed. I would say the resilience that I've witnessed I would say my mom. Like that I've witnessed up close and personal that still fuels me is my mom. You know, I've seen her work 2, 3 jobs as a single mom, and I'm like, if she could do it, and she beat breast cancer with a you know, mastectomy, and like,
Wow.
and still going, and like for me, she's like my shero, you know, outside of Oprah and Michelle Obama, but you know, like seeing her, um like overcome so many, you know, from her, you know, horrible marriage that she was in. That's when I first came to the state in my early teen, and just seeing her overcome that. It was very hostile. I've witnessed it. There's time I had to get involved and call the cops. My mom laying on the floor unconscious, you know, like just
Wow.
from domestic violence, and just seeing her rise against all these odds, fight just to be able to remain in the country. you know, and just seeing where God had brought her from to where she is now. To me, she is a definition of resilience. So, you know, it's all good and dandy to say, yeah, that person is my shero, that person that, you know, I admire that person, but we don't know what goes on behind closed door. Like, I don't know what
Right.
goes on behind these public figures closed door, and we just see what they want us to see. But
Right.
with her, I've seen it up close and personal, and I'm like, if she can do it and reach this far, I can. There's nothing too hard that I can't overcome.
Right.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So she's my definition of resilience.
That's awesome. Speaking of resilience, now your memoir, Love After, it's raw. Let's can you tell us how you've healed throughout since writing it in the process, like how your view on your experiences has changed since you've released that book and published the book?
Absolutely. You know, for me in writing Love After, it's just I understood that life didn't happen to me, it happened for me, right? So if it didn't break you or kill you and you were able to make out of it, you were able to rise above it and break through it, that means you have to now lift as you thrive, right? So now reach back and be able to be a witness and be able to help somebody else that struggling with the same thing that you came from. Like, your story doesn't belong to you. Yes, you are the main character in your story, but it's for you to be a witness and to be able to help someone else, right? So that's your testimony. Like, that's how you pay it forward. So, you know, with my story, to be able to talk to other young men and young girls and young boys, you know, just to be able to, just all ages, because I've gotten so many people that just write to me or come to me or cry to me that's saying, your story helped me. You're so empowering when you speak, when you pray, like how selfless you are. You just going above and beyond for others is admirable, you know. Because one of the things that I promised to God, if you can get me out of this and help me to rebuild, because I lost everything. You know, if you read my book, I literally lost everything. I was on my face in 2016, 2017.
Wow.
And for the last, 8 years, 8 is a number of new beginnings. I've rebuilt and just, you know, regaining my independence, you know, after my divorce and after my bankruptcy and just, you know, like just having my kids and, it was a lot that I went through, but my book didn't just talk about that. My book also spoke about the people I had to forgive, like, you know, the person who molested me when I was younger, you know, my stepdad who violated my mom right in front of me. I held a lot of anger against him. And I never had a true definition of what a healthy marriage or a healthy love looked like. So I had to relearn and rewire my brain to know how to love and how to be loved correctly, because I didn't see it growing up. I grew up around a lot of strong, independent women. So that's how I was wired. So how do I bask in my femininity? How do I know what a masculine man look like, and a true leader and a true provider and a covering, and what are those qualities like, you know? So I had to relearn that as an adult. You know, so the power of forgiveness, man, is like, that's you taking your power back. People think that, oh, you let your pride get in the way, and no, I'm not talking to him, I'm not talking to her, that person is dead to me, this person is dead to me. That is my biggest flex in life. In life, period, is when I can say and look you in the face and know you did me dead wrong, and I can still say, I love you.
You know, I have to.
Like,
I don't mean to interrupt, but
I feel sorry for you. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, yeah, I feel
Yeah.
sorry for you, and I love you with the love of God. I don't have to like you, but I love you, and I'm good on you, and I'm gonna move forward. But I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you,
So
baby.
I was speaking on that. I grew up with my mother, and you know, she had a very, very, very hard life, and she was pregnant with me at a young age and forced to move to Pennsylvania, and she was in very abusive marriages. And you know, my mother I've witnessed and watched that exact thing you just explained, and you know what I mean. So I just wanted to, you know, say I understand what that feels like.
Yeah, it's dreadful, man, because it's like, and you're young, so it's like it's nothing you can do. You're just a kid.
Right.
you know, but it does something to the psyche when you grow up. You got to unlearn that a little bit, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
and
We've all
change your perception.
we've got that in common too, that childhood trauma
Right.
from certain things.
I think that's why we're such good friends, is for as long as we are.
Yeah. So what do you do when things start falling apart upstairs? What's a mental health practice that kind of pulls it all back together for you?
That's a good question. You know, one thing that I've learned, and I'm just being honest and vulnerable, I had to learn to call on my community because, and one other thing I would say is check on your strong friends. And social media is such a smoke and mirror. When people look at me and they look at my life, and it, you know, a lot of people do admire me, and I love that, you know, because God positioned me to do great things. One thing about me, I am a visionary, and I don't sit on my vision. If God give me a vision, I walk boldly and I execute. You know,
Right.
so oftentimes when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your thing and you're a public figure and people look at you and they're like, man, she's doing it, she's doing it, she's doing it. But behind closed door, you don't know what that person is going through. You
Right.
know, like, you know, and I'm grateful for the platforms and I'm grateful for the opportunities, but check on your strong friends.
Right.
You know, you see them on social media and yes, they're shining because they have to put out content. You have to promote your podcast. You have to
It's
promote
their
your
work.
brand. You
It's
have
their
to.
work, and people are miserable going to work every day. You know what I
Hello?
mean? So
You know, people, you can't tell people I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? Like people
Right.
look at this stuff, you're like, oh, you're doing movies, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're rich. And I'm like, who gives you that perception? Like, you know, it's like people's perception when they see public figures is like bizarre to me. But
But
I think
that's how we grew up. You know, MTV put that in our face. You know,
right,
we're the
right.
MTV generation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's, you know, it took us, Brandon and I, to start working in entertainment and with professional artists to realize that those videos are just that, videos.
Yeah, that's
They're
it.
just
It's
they're just
smoke and
regular
mirrors.
people.
Like, yeah, just check on your check on your strong friends, the people who are leaders, the people who
Right.
are out here doing amazing things for the community, whether it's politicians, whether it's artists, whether it's entrepreneurs, you know, like those people who are in the front line helping people and like really like out here leading the masses and motivating the masses. Check on those people because you don't know what they're doing, how do they held up, you know, like when they have to pour into everybody and pouring and trying to help everybody else, who's pouring back into them, you know?
Right.
So like the other day, it was just like everything was hitting me all at once, man. Like my son had something that, you know, someone hit him and they like, you know, he got suspended and police got involved and fined, and it wasn't even his fault. He was just defending himself. And then
Right.
everything that's going on with my family in Jamaica, and then everything that just like, you know, the Innastar is a beautiful thing, but it comes with a lot of weight, you know, especially when you're doing nonprofit. That's a lot of weight that come with that. And especially when you're not experienced with how to run a nonprofit and things like that. Just in just my personal life, just in general, just, you know, you just have a place in your life when everything just hits you all at once. And I felt like I was like down for the count, and I couldn't get up out my bed. I
Right.
don't know. It was just like something just came over. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through a spiritual warfare. I need all my prayer warriors. Like I couldn't get out my bed. I couldn't even pray if I wanted to.
Right.
Like I was on some crazy attacks, man. And I was just like burnt out, you know, and I just in that moment, instead of me giving up and instead of me throwing in the towel, I called on close friends who I know are like, you know, like that I can confide in and that I know are prayer warriors. And I just was like, yo, just pray for me right now, please. Whatever you're doing, just pray for me right now. Cause I didn't have the strength to pull myself up, you know, and that's important. You really need a strong community behind you, a strong tribe. I love the fact that I love the
Yes.
bromance that you guys have together, Rich, you know, you know, Rich and Brandon. You know, you need more like this bromance.
Right.
But you know, like just being able to call on someone, and that's what I did. I called on my community and just said pray and pour into me, and those words that they gave me encouraged me, like, no girl, you got this, and just give me those, that it filled me up. and it
Right.
reminded me of who I am. Sometimes you just need that little reminder, that little flex, like, don't forget who you are. Don't forget your assignment, because your life doesn't belong to you. Sometimes you just need that little push and that little reminder to, like, get up, girl, shake yourself off, dust yourself off, let's go. And I'm like, you right.
Right.
You are right. Yes, I got this. Sometimes you just need that reminder. And also self-care. I will close out, you know, with that question is self-care. I went and I got a massage, just to relax myself. I disconnect from social media. And you know, and I just, because sometimes social media can be so much information overload, just so much information overload. So I had to disconnect, got, you know, a massage, just really just took myself out to eat something, and just really loved on myself and just really disconnect. I didn't want to talk to, like, just really just disconnected, man.
Right. So you're our first female guest, and not just on our show, but you were our first interview that we did at One Earth Reggae Fest. You were our first female interview, period.
I made history on the show.
So I was gonna say, you know, is minute as a milestone that may be, how does that make you feel?
I love that. I did not know I made history on the show.
Yeah, we're still trying to, you know, we're working to build our followers, and you know, the thing is what we're doing is from the heart, and it's grassroots, and you know what I mean, it's organic, you know. So what barriers have you faced as a woman in this space, you know, and how did you flip them into stepping stones that helped you progress your career?
I would say some of the barriers that I have is being a Jamaican, a Black woman in this industry, you know, because they would try to typecast you and box you into just being the help or the maid or an immigrant role, because sometimes my accent goes in and out, and then the casting director will be like, I hear an accent. Where are you from? And I'm like, here we go. Like, you know, like, it's as if I can't be the executive or the lawyer, you know? So I would say my accent sometimes goes in and out, and some people just want to typecast you because of your accent or as an immigrant, or and just also being African American, and just a woman in general, and in film, it's a male dominated field. You know, so as women, we still trying to get our foot in there and still trying to fight hard for what we deserve. Shout out to Taraji P. Henson, who came out public with how much her male counterpart made as a lead, or even as a supporting, and she's the lead making way less, you know.
I love Taraji
So,
P. I love her.
yeah, you know, so she just really put a lot of people on game, like, you know, it is not a fair game out here, you know. So that is why you know, I became a producer, because I wanted to be at the table. I wanted to be able to create content that I can see myself in. I'm Jamaican. So whenever you see any of my work, I'm going to sprinkle my culture in there. Even when you see Love After, shameless plug, Love After Holidays is going to be out on BT Plus December 4th. When you see this, you know, when you see Love After Holidays, you're going to see my culture throughout my films, because I couldn't book those roles. I wasn't seeing those auditions. I wasn't seeing those opportunities. So who's going to tell those stories? Me. You know, so I had to create spaces and opportunities for talents like myself, for stories to be on multimedia platform that I can relate to. You know, like when I look at films that I can relate to, I can count on one hand how many mainstream platform I've seen Jamaican content on. One hand. That's just me, you know. And the one that's my favorite, of course, is Top Shotters.
Yeah. So we have a guest asking a question. Brittany asks, you know, what's the hardest part of being an actress?
The hardest part of being an actress for me, everyone is different, but I think I would say this and speak for many, is the multiple countless auditions and still finding the willpower to still show up, because it does take a damper on yourself, on your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, and making you a secure talent, because there's time where I'm doing, like, I would say for every 100 audition, you probably get one yes. You know, you probably getting like 100 no's before you get the one yes. And that one yes can be like a callback. That's not a booking. That's just saying,
Right.
hey, you're making it to the next round as a finalist. We want to
Right.
put you on hold. There's been time I've been put on hold for a role and released because sometimes they're still trying to figure out casting. But I would say this, what I had to learn is it being on the other side of production, you booking a role and not booking a role has nothing to do with you as a person at all. Sometimes they're
Right.
trying to pair you up with another talent. They're trying to pair you up with a kid that needs to look like you and the father. They're trying to pair you up
Yeah.
with this person. I'm 5'9", the lead actor is probably 5'4". You know, like it's so much that go into booking a role. It's bigger than you. You cannot take it personal. But as a talent, on the other hand, on the other end of it, it can definitely do something to your psyche because I'm coming home from work and my agent has hit me with like 2-3 auditions that's due in 2 days. And I'm
Right.
like, wait, this is like 5 pages each. Oh man, I'm exhausted. You know, so it can be very it can be a lot of work, just back to back
Right.
to back auditions. And I really had to take a break because to do QVC and come home late night and then put on my camera and set up my to do a self tape at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, then got to get up at 7 to drop my kids to school. I was burnt out. It was a lot, and that's just a 1% of the stuff that I do, you know. So I think one of my main focus, still doing acting though, but one of my main focus is really trying to push content as a producer, as a filmmaker, just trying to push that out there, and just really trying to push being a book writing coach and
Right.
publisher, because I do have a publishing company and a film production company. Just should really trying to push Jacinth Media Production like never before. So God have been opening up the doors where a lot of people have been hitting me up wanting me to produce. So I try to also
Right.
be in any film that I produce. I try to actually give myself get a role as well. Like, hey, I want to, yes, I don't mind producing, but I would also like to be I don't want to never forget my first love, which is acting. So I try to produce and act in most of the stuff that I do.
Obviously, anything Rebel Sounds Rising can do to help Jacinth Media Production, we will absolutely do it.
So
Thank you.
what unique strengths do you think women bring to leadership in entertainment and community work?
What unique strength does women bring to leadership in
entertainment?
Hmm.
Especially in a male controlled environment. You know, it's you know what yeah.
I would say, like, you know, I gotta give it up for all the boss babes. Like I think that men are like they see things differently. Like even with like my male producers, they see the bigger picture. Right.
Right.
And then for me as a woman, I'm very detailed. So I might see the crack right there, and he might not see the crack right there because I'm like zoning into like the fine details. Where as a guy, he's just looking at the final picture, like we did it though. I'm like, yeah, we did it, but
Right.
what about that part right there? So he's looking at he's looking at it from a macro level, and I'm looking at it from
Right.
That sounds like most of the relationships I've been in. He's like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "No, what?"
Right. So I think it's a good balance, you know. It's definitely a good balance, and I just think that it's just making sure that we respect across the board. You know, you have a lot, especially as a woman in film, you have a lot of men that sit here and try to violate or take advantage, you know, that try to use their male dominance and masculinity as a threat, or you know, as a, you know, so I'm not gonna, it happens in the industry. It does, especially when you're fresh meat in the industry, especially when you're naive. You have a lot of people try to sell you a dream and try to, just try to get in your head, try to sell you a dream, and Rome was not built overnight. So if somebody is selling you like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for you and do that for you, and I know Tyler Perry and I know this person and that person, I've heard it all.
Right.
I've heard it all. What he's trying to really do is get with you.
Right. So with that being said, what advice would you give young women that's trying to make a name and a career for themselves in this very scary, slimy industry? I mean, let's be real. It's, you know, the entertainment industry can be very slimy.
It's very slimy. I would say be wise. Be very wise and don't try to skip steps. Don't try to skip corners and try to find shortcut. It will always bite you in the ooh-ha. It will always bite you in the ooh-ha. There's no shortcut. There's nothing free at all. There's a cost for everything. And even if you do something free, it might be a trade-off because that person's
Right.
going to want, it's one hand washing the other. Nothing is
Nothing's free.
ever free at all. You're going to
Nope.
pay for it some way, shape, or form, you know? So what I've learned nowadays, something free, I'll be like, what's wrong? What's wrong with it? What's it like? Because nowadays it's like, it's very hard to find good selfless help, you know, with and someone doesn't, it's not attached to nothing. Like,
Right.
no, like it's put on my heart to bless you, and that's it. I don't need a bunch of thank you. You don't have to post it. I don't need a bunch of bells and whistles. I just wanted to pay it forward because I'm blessed. I want to bless you. It's very
Right.
hard to find that. You know, you have a lot of people that will help me and they sing about it or they want all the praises, and I'm like, but you're helping, like, you know, like
Right.
if I'm helping you and it's genuine and it's from my heart, I'm just helping you. Like, you don't owe me nothing. You don't even
Right.
have to post, you don't have to talk about it. Because I'm blessed, I have to pay it forward. You know, my blessing come from him. It don't have to come from you. You know, so I would say be wise. Do not try to skip steps. Go out there, get your headshots. Don't try to use them AI headshots. People can tell the difference now. Get your headshots, take the classes, learn the industry, you know, learn about the technicality of acting, about, you know, really how to really, you know, dive into your character and bridge the world between your character and your personal life so that you can bring realism to your character and how you portray that character. Try not to, if somebody's singing you the dream, run far away from that person. It's not real. There's no sense of,
Right.
you cannot skip steps.
If it
And
sounds too
find an
good to be true,
agent.
it is.
Yes. Let your agent send you and then, you know, if you don't have an agent, the good thing is right now we have direct access to a lot of casting directors and directors and stuff like that through Casting Network. There's actors and actors access. Those are like the top 2 industry site for Casting Network. Like those major gigs and auditions, they're sending them out to the public. Before you had agents and casting directors at agents as gatekeepers, but now those castings are coming straight to the talent. So you can actually submit yourself to jobs and do it the right way. Don't try to get the hookups and go to a bunch of networking parties trying to get put on. Networking is great, but be strategic about it. What are you bringing to the table? You know, don't go to a networking event with your hand out trying to gimme. No, how can you collaborate and what do you bring into the table? Whereas it's reciprocal, it's reciprocated, you know. So it's a balance. So where you help me, I help you, and it's an exchange in frequency, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't try to skip step. Learn the business, do the work.
Right.
Don't be a lazy talent that's trying to get put on. It's gonna bite you in the butt, and then you're gonna waste 3 years of your life trying to chase something and chase a dream just to start over again. And now you're exhausted, and now you're mad at the industry, now you're bitter, and because you didn't follow your dream because somebody did you wrong, because you tried to skip steps. You know, don't do it.
Right. And be patient too.
And you need a whole lot of that. You listen.
Just
like
do not.
I said, for every 100 no's, you get 1 yes, and that's a maybe.
Do not pray for patience because you may learn it. And
I would like
humility because they're gonna say because you may be taught humility.
I would like to add to that advice by saying always be authentic and be your real you, because if you're not, eventually that's going to bite you in the ass, and then you're going to be expected to be that person all the time, and if that's not you, it's going to destroy you. So even as hard as it may be to get to where you want to be, by being authentic, when you get there, it's going to be more worth it.
Yeah, that's it right there. You know, bring your fullest self to anything that you do. Show up authentically you, because if you're trying to fabricate and duplicate someone else, people can see right through that.
Yeah,
people can see like what makes you. Find that niche and ride that out. You know, if it's your beauty mark, sell the hell out of that beauty mark. You know, if it's your smile, if it's whatever it is that makes you, then like really ride that out. Like, I used to be insecure. Fun fact, I used to be insecure about my thick lips because growing up I got teased about bubble lips. you know, but
Right.
these bubble lips is what everybody's paying to get now.
Yeah, I mean
People are paying thousands to get my bubble lips.
that's it's one of your better feet. I like the feature that.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Brandon. You know, I like it too. You know, so it just goes to show, like, now I had to own in on that. You know, my accent. I used to try to cover it up because as a talent and trying to do certain acting roles and trying to book certain roles, my accent will play against me. You know,
Right.
so I wouldn't get the certain executive role or the educated roles, or, you know, so but now I lean more into it. Why can't I be a Jamaican doctor? Why can't I be an attorney that's with a Jamaican background? Why can't I? Okay, you won't give it to me. I'm gonna create those roles. You know, so that's why I got into, you know, like, just stand in what makes you uniquely you and ride that wave out. And if it takes
Right.
10 years, so be it, you know.
If
The
you're
word
wondering,
war.
one of the words you say with an accent is accent.
I did.
We've heard your accent come out a few times.
How
But
you
it's
say
authentic.
accent?
Accent.
But people would say we have an accent.
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 ATC. We didn't mean to give you a complex.
Now, let's talk about Love After Holidays.
Yes.
So the movie opens with a crash.
Yes.
Both literal and emotional. So what inspired this?
Love After was actually it's not my biopic or nothing like that, but it was inspired by my book, of course, my book Love After. The deluxe edition is dropping soon, so, you know, get that one instead of the older one. But Love After is about a talk show host, Janine Lawrence, who is trying to chase her dreams and trying to be the top of her game by any means necessary, but it came with a cost, you know. To get to the top come with a cost. There's a cost to elevation, is what I've learned this year, because that's the word for this year that God gave me, was elevate. The year of elevation. And elevation come with a cost. And sometimes it costs you relationship, it costs money, it costs losing something, you know. So for her to maintain her psyche, her vice was alcohol. You know, that's how she numbed a lot of her pain, and her chasing fame and fortune lost her you know, her marriage, lost her motherhood, you know, and with you know, that being a custodian to her daughter, you know, so it was a price that came, and she lost everything and hit rock bottom, and, you know, had to find that love after within herself, you know, so it came around full circle. So yeah, it did speak about, you know, going through a divorce. And one of the things that inspired from my life with this is, no, I'm not an alcoholic. Have I drank alcohol? Yes. But that wasn't a part. For me, it was trying to tell the story of divorce and what the impact it has on a family. When a family is split up, you know, it goes back to divide and conquer. You know, the system and the adversary is to divide and conquer family. When you take fathers out of the household, or mothers, and you split a family apart, how do you, like, if there's power in numbers and unity. So when you split a family apart, like, how do you still rise above that? You know, it's harder to do it as a single parent versus if you have a two-parent household, you know. So I wanted to show the impact that a divorce has on a family, on a child, on a psyche, on your psyche, and also around the holiday. I know for me, the holiday was tough for me when I went through my divorce, because having my kids split up between households on a holiday was tough. You
Right.
know, not bringing in Christmas with my kids. So at one point I had a love-hate relationship with Christmas. I did not like the holidays, honestly. I think this is the first time
I
I'm even saying
understand that.
it.
I'm not a huge Christmas fan myself. I don't really have kids,
I
though,
don't
so-
put up Christmas trees. I might, you know, I think I bought a little thing from Home Goods, like this sparkle with this sparkling willow tree. I'm like, that's good enough, kids. That's it. That's all we got.
I will say through the struggle, my mother always managed to give me and my siblings the the best Christmas we possibly can, and she always
Yeah.
managed to at least get us one thing that we really did want to, no matter what. Like I definitely can understand that. The
Yeah.
film explores co-parenting, addiction, self-forgiveness. Which theme felt most personal to you?
I would say forgiveness, self-forgiveness, because it's the art of forgiveness, forgiving herself, because she carried mommy guilt. You know, she carried the guilt of her marriage falling apart because of her, you know, because of her
Right.
absentee, because you're so busy chasing your career. And I learned a lot from my character Janine. You know, in playing this role, it came around full circle because I'm in the entertainment industry. Here I am, you know, chasing my dreams and trying to have my dreams and vision come to fruition. And I was missing out on things. You know, I tried my
Right.
best to be very present with my kids, and I am. But there were times that I had to miss my son's football game, or I had to miss certain things because I was traveling, or because I was on a film set, or because, you know, so I do carry mommy guilt, you know, so that's
Right.
something that I had to struggle with, you know, and forgive myself, you know. So for any entrepreneurs watching this, that, you know, especially when you're a mompreneur, or you're a mom and you're entrepreneur, you know, you gotta, if you don't work, we don't eat. So, and you have no choice but to just get out there and do it, and you're not there all the time for all the major things. And I would say just forgive yourself, give yourself grace. I had to learn that, you know, because I carried mommy guilt many times.
I like
Right.
that
Like you said, I do the best I can on holidays. I still show up for my kids. I may not get a huge Christmas tree, but like I still give my gifts, you know, give
Right.
gifts to my kids, and do the best we can to push forward. I've gotten better with, I like the holidays now. But you know, before it was definitely a struggle in the early on years of my divorce, for sure.
Right.
So I
So
like
what-
the fact that you added the alcoholism aspect to Janine.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Is that, I mean, you don't have to put anybody on the spot, but is that like based on something that you saw from someone close to you, or?
Well, remember, my stepdad was an alcoholic.
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
yeah, all right, yeah.
he will.
So
I saw him like he'll just turn into a whole nother person, and he'll leave out happy, and dinner is cooked and everything is great, and he's the best stepfather ever, and he'll go out there and get drunk and come home and just a demon. Like you don't
Right.
even see him. You don't, like, he's just a complete, he's a spirit. That's why it's
So
called wine and
relatable.
spirits for a reason, right? So, and he'll just turn into a whole nother monster and just take it out on my mom, you know. And so I wanted to put that in, that vice was inspired by me witnessing that. And also, yeah, if I'll be lying if I say when you going through hardship, before you get to that place of healing, that a lot of us don't try to numb it away. You know, I'd be lying if I
Right.
said that I didn't have those experiences, you know, or a joint, you know. So
do you
it's
Right.
like
smoke the Chiba?
anything, huh?
Do you smoke the Chiba?
I did smoke the Chiba.
Yeah.
I'm
We
Jamaican.
were
You know,
wondering.
like,
We were wondering. We were
yeah,
wondering. You know.
yeah, but it's just, you know, it's like you just want anything to escape. You
Right.
know, I've never went to the point where I to the point of no return, where I'm like passed out. No, I've never done that. But for me, it's just like anything now just make me feel good and just escape, because it was a lot to handle all at once. Like when you say you lose everything, I lost everything. I had to move back home with five garbage bags and live with
Right.
my mom in her attic with me and my kids on a full-size bed. You know, to start
Right.
over, you go from a big behind 3,000 square foot with an acre and a half land, and you're living this a beautiful life, and the house I picked out and everything is beautiful. And now, like, I woke up one day and it was, the rug was just snatched from under your feet, and then
Yeah.
to rebuild. But I say all of that to say God is so faithful, because from looking at where I was then and where I am now, and I did it by myself, I'm a badass.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's talk about your global vision. I mean, let's talk about your global vision and power, Innastar. You know, So tell us a lesson you've learned building Innastar that continues to guide you in your global vision, and also, for those who are listening, maybe you want to tell them what Innastar is. Innastar Award, the Trailblazer Awards, right? Correct.
Absolutely. Innastar is a 501c3. It's a nonprofit organization where we dream big, dream bold, dream endless. And for me, I call it the home of the creatives. I wanted a safe space where creatives can just be recognized and acknowledged. So that's where the Innastar Trailblazer Awards came from. This is our 4th year. We only been around 4 years. We're still fairly new. And the award show for me, I wanted artists to just be able to, I wanted to bring something special to Lehigh Valley too.
Right.
Because I travel a lot. So I'm always going to LA or Atlanta or New York or Philly, but I'm like, I'm like right here in my backyard. Why don't I
Yes.
have this here where I feel like I'm at the Grammys? I want to feel
Right.
like I want to feel like I'm at the Tonys. I want to feel like I wanted to bring that vision here. And I remember I initially wanted to do a film festival, but I'm like, I don't really see predominant filmmakers
Right.
around here like that. Or
Right.
I'm not exposed to them rather. So I'm like, okay, let me not lock myself in. Let me open it up to all sectors of the arts.
Right.
And that's when we opened it up to not just filmmakers, but actors, actors, photographers, videographers, media, filmmakers, literary artists, visual artists. We have a lot of visual artists around here. Those
Yes.
mural painters,
Yes,
so
we
to
do.
bring recognition to them. Also DJs, to bring recognition to DJs and dancers, and just wanting to hit on as many sectors as possible, and to bring recognition to the arts. And when I see all these different entertainers and artists and people that support the arts come out and just they got their nice dapper outfit on, everybody's looking
Yeah.
really slit down, and they're like, this is our Grammys here in the Lehigh Valley.
And
I
I had the honor of being able to attend Innastar the year that Jeremy Meeks was there, and I believe Roxanne Shante got the Innastar Trailblazer Award. It was an amazing show. It was like I felt so welcome too from the moment I walked in, because I was a guest of Mike Frassetto's. And you walk in, and it is an absolute red carpeted event. It is a Lehigh Valley Grammys. It is really, really an amazing event for anybody that can, wants to see just imagine, the Grammy Awards on TV. This is exactly what this was. It's what it really looks like when you go to those awards. And it was such an honor to be able to be there.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you. And you came to 2023.
Yeah.
So that was 2 years ago. So since then we've elevated. So if you had came to,
well, yeah,
that year was good. This year at Archer was top notch.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that one.
I wanted to go. I ended up booking a sound gig on the 18th. So I ended
Yeah.
up
You can't. You get
right?
your coins. Get your coins.
Well, you say, with the upgrade, or not, I don't want to say upgrade. I mean, but you're bigger now. Like, you've already reached Nigeria, the Cayman Islands. What's the next stop on your journey?
Definitely Jamaica.
Maybe
Jamaica.
that's
We also have the works with Ghana for next year, if everything goes as well, late next year. But I don't want to talk too much about that one yet, because we still have so much red tape and stuff to pass with, especially with officials. But Jamaica is probably the one that I'm really looking forward to, because that's home for me.
Right.
So really looking forward to Jamaica. But unfortunately, that was one of the things that I remember I telling you, I had certain projects I had to do down there. That was one of them, Innastar Jamaica, that I wanted to do out there. But now with everything that's happening, I'm like, I can't do this next year as planned. So but yeah, that's one of the things that I'm just trying to change the world and change lives and motivate the masses, one trophy at a time. And the proceeds from that, if we ever make any, goes into our programming. So we have, outside of the Trailblazer Awards, we do have the filmmaking program, our Glow Confidence program, just to help people to really own in on their craft and really own in on the power of storytelling through book writing and film and public speaking, just how to really be confident, whether you want to be an artist or not, just how to show up as the best version of yourself.
Right.
unapologetically is what I try to instill in anyone who works with me, you know, so that's something we do outside of the award show.
Do you have a
So
podcast award? I've got room on my shelf over here.
No, that's media.
yeah, I mean it is.
We
Ah,
have a media category. We have a
you
podcast,
hear that, everybody?
radio host, yeah.
You guys have to email, write, text, whatever, nominate Rebel Sounds Rising for a Media Innastar Award.
Yeah, that would be lit.
So if you could collaborate, let me ask you this. This is a good question. If you could collaborate with any female leader worldwide, who would it be and why?
If I could collaborate with any female leader, you know, I said it earlier. I love me some Oprah. I love Oprah. I also love with Michelle Obama. Her podcast is super dope. Oh, I would love to be directed or work with Ava DuVernay. Love her work. Love her work. And one of the films that I'm actually creating now, the person that I have on my wish list to lead this film, and this is gonna be like probably one of my best work yet, is Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, I love
So right
Taraji.
now
Oh,
we're just
yeah.
trying to shop it around and to get it to the right hand, the right network. But Taraji P. Henson, that would be like, I love her as an actress, like
Yeah,
just
me too.
a mental
Absolutely.
health advocate, everything that
Right.
she's doing. So that's on my wish list, to be able to like work alongside Taraji. She's just killing the game. And when I saw Straw, that actually inspired the film that I would like for her to do for me, you know? So yeah.
Right. So what's your dream project that blends film, reggae, and community empowerment?
My dream project that blends film, reggae, I would say the Innastar Jamaica,
Yes.
right? Because
I mean, yeah, I guess,
it's
yeah.
blending empowerment for creatives or anybody that you know that support the arts. Is blending you know, reggae dancehall culture, because you know, and I would love to honor Shaggy. I would love to honor I would love to be able to create like a Marley Award for students, or you know, like you know, so we definitely you know, speaking to one of his sons about making sure that their family can be present to be able to put forward like the Marley Award
Right.
that we can give to students every year. So it just, you know, so really trying to put that forward. But yeah, we're really trying to not trying. We're going to have one of the biggest award show in Jamaica.
That is
Wow.
awesome.
Yes.
Is there a lesson you've learned from the Trailblazer Awards you want to pass along?
Yeah, you know, representation matters, but also too is like having the right team. This year, I would say, I had a great team this year. I'm not saying it was perfect, but this year, you know, I felt like I had a great team. This would not have been possible without my team. We had a lot of great volunteers. We had a lot of great, like, the team camaraderie this year versus how was it before. The years before, I would say I tried to carry too much weight by myself. And it's hard because when you're the visionary, I hate being a burden to people. So one of the things that my friends get on me about is, Ja, you gotta ask for help. We had no idea you were struggling with this and struggling with that. And then why didn't you call? Why didn't you this? I'm like, because you got your own problems. Like, I don't want to add to it. Like, you know, so for me, it's like, I'm gonna get it done regardless if it might be late, but at least I'll still get it done. And it's
Right.
like, no, you gotta, close mouth don't get fed. Ask for help. So this year I had
Right.
to be more strategic and like, okay, let me have different teams and different committees and put different directors in place and really have someone over media and hospitality and someone over volunteers and just really ask for help. You know, so and that's one of the things that I said is having a right tribe, and collaboration is key. I will leave you with that. To
Yeah.
collaborate with different organizations, to bring in people, because everyone wants a platform. And if you up, we up, you know, and if I'm up, we're up, you know. So for me, it's like just seeing the different artists take the opportunity of working with the Innastar Trailblazer Awards, whether you were awardee, whether you were a finalist, whether you were honoree, whether you were a performer, whether you were a sponsor, whatever it is, take that opportunity and run with it. I've seen a lot of collaboration birth from connecting different trailblazers together in our trailblazing community. Like I've seen so many people just, investing with each other, starting new things, new project, new collaboration, and they wouldn't have never met if it wasn't for this award show bringing creatives together.
Right.
So I love that. Like for me, it's like take the opportunity and run with it. That's it. Like it's there. You're in the room. For me, it's being in the room. Being in a room with access that you may never get again. You may never
Yes.
get again. What I'm saying? Like, you're there with Jeremy Meeks. He's super cool.
Right.
Reach out to him. Like,
Yeah,
he's right there at your fingertip.
We've had the honor of adding some pretty decent names to our our network and
Rolodex,
to our Rolodex. And we one thing that Rebel Sounds Rising did was built a network and build bridges for artists to access each other. And we're trying to leave a footprint in reggae music, and it's pretty awesome to see it happen.
Yeah. Had I known, I could have sent you guys my song that I have coming out. It is a reggae R&B song.
Oh well, we can push it on a different show. You don't even have to be here. We can drop it on a show.
Yeah, I definitely want to drop it before the year's end. I'm not a full-time musician, no, but I will do it for my film project. Yes.
Well, I'm sure our producer wouldn't have a problem with giving it regular rotation on WTHC radio and tune in app. So I'm sure we could set. All you have to do is send it over. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
But we should wrap it up here. I do want. This has been an amazing show.
I could talk to you guys all day. You guys,
right?
Yeah, actually, this show we were able to go longer this week because our producer usually has the green room afterwards directly at 9:00, but I believe he's changing his time frame, so we were able to we were able to make this a little longer, and it's definitely been an honor, to be able to talk to you. So for our listeners that want to connect, how can we find you and what's next for you in Innastar?
Absolutely. You can reach out to me. I'm Googleable, Jacinth Headlam. When you type in my name in Google, I'm Googleable. Everything pops up from my IMDb to my website, Jacinth Media Productions, Innastar.org. If you want to know more about Innastar and our award show and, things like that, just reach out, info@innastar.org. If you want to work with me directly with my production company, it's info@Jacinth, my first name, Jacinth Media Productions.com. Just email me. If you say, hey, Jacinth, I have a film that I want to do, I want to get it off the ground. Let's chat. If you have a book that you want to write and you need me to help you get to the finish line, whether it's writing it with you, for you, or just giving you the rope and the blueprint and get it published and get it out there and marketed, reach out. A lot of my authors definitely get their book into film afterwards, whether it's through documentary, short film, or feature film. The feature, of course, is going to take a longer time because now we got to shop it, pitch it. But yeah, reach out. And if you want to be a part of Innastar, we're going to start, we really start pushing Innastar around like springtime, with, the nominations. We have that open for like a month. That made a huge help because a lot of people didn't know about Innastar and like when we're about to do the award show, they're like, how do I nominate my cousin? And I'm like, that nomination been closed like 4 months ago. So really stay tuned. We try to update everybody on all of the Innastar and all of our Instagram. My thing is I'm Jacinth. I am JACINTH on Instagram. We post regularly Innastar on Instagram and Facebook. So stay tuned for any updates in there as well. And December 4th, Love After Holidays on BT Plus.
Absolutely. BT Plus, Love After Holidays, December 4th, 2025. I want to thank you again, Jacinth Headlam, for being here. This has been a very powerful show. Thank you, Rich, to my co-host. Great job, brother.
Absolutely. Likewise, my brother.
Thanks to everyone who watched and participated. And we will see everyone next week.
Yes.
Have a great week, guys.
You guys.
Bye, guys.
All my friends have dreads. 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 All my friends